How's it going today, guys and gals? My name is Gene, and welcome to this week's AA meeting. With Attack on Titan Chapter 137 looking to release within a week, I feel this would be a great time to make some predictions to what I think will happen. The monthly manga follows a 3-act story pattern per chapter, and last month we covered the Alliance attack, the continued battle between Eldians and Marlians, and finally the meeting between Armin and Zeke. With there being only 3 chapters left, including this one to be released, I don't think the story will diverge from this particular story pattern. The only one I don't see will be covered as much is the conflict between the two sides, those being the Eldians and the Marlians. In this chapter prediction, I'm going to cover 3 topics, that being the conversation between Zeke and Armin, the possibility of a character death, and finally the possible cliffhanger. Without further ado, let's jump into this, shall we? In the last cliffhanger, we were left with Zeke telling Armin that Ymir hated him too. This quote alone created a sense of hope and array of evidence into my theory that Ymir is in fact controlled at this current moment. Once more, this doesn't mean Ymir has been controlling Eren the whole time, just only halfway through this rumbling. I do feel if Eren was in control, Zeke's line would have been more along the lines of, "So, Eren betrayed you too," or something to that extent. In this chapter, the meat and potatoes are going to be this conversation. And the topic can go any way. First topic that I think will be covered is the announcement that Zeke has been building the Titan shifters. A question a lot of people have asked me in regard to Ymir being in control is why would she allow the Alliance to continue using their abilities? Back in chapter 133, Eren, with Ymir by his side, told the Alliance that he will not take away their freedom. Therefore, he's allowing them to come stop him with their shifter abilities. However, someone still needs to build the Titans in paths. And considering Ymir is spending more time enjoying her freedom, who else would do it but Zeke? 2 things to note. In chapter 136, we see Zeke messing with the sand, so either he's just interested in making a sandcastle, or he's building the Titans. Also, remember Zeke's final mission/request was from his father when he asked him to stop Eren. This is why I think Eren/Ymir had to tell the Alliance that their abilities weren't taken away. I also feel we're going to learn a little bit more about one of the 3 subjects, those being Ymir, Eren, or the centipede spine-like creature. If it revolves around Ymir, like the ending chapter implies, then I feel the past of Ymir shown to us in chapter 122 might not have been all that accurate. If it's about Eren, it could be Zeke telling Armin about the betrayal he went through with Eren, forcing Armin to finally want to put an end to Eren. Or we can learn if the spine creature has something to do with the connection between the two. Overall, I feel Zeke has learned a lot of the true world while being stuck in the paths. It'll be up to him and Armin to figure out a way to stop the rumbling. Now that we touched on those 2, how are the others doing? Attack on Titan has always been a suspenseful anime in terms of not being afraid to kill off a character. It's no JoJo or other animes to that extreme. In fact, the only really big character death we've had has been Sasha's. This isn't to discard people like Hanji, Erwin, or any of the others, but a majority of the time they've had this side character vibe to them. Yes, their deaths were still sad. The Hanji one can be considered controversial depending on whose side you supported. In chapter 136, while Armin was trapped in paths, we had a glimpse into everyone's dire situation. Even Annie's, who Armin should have thought was still on the ship with Falco and Gabby. Could Armin know more while he's in paths, or is this just a writer's mess up? Who knows? This isn't really important since they are all in a bad situation. If there was a time to kill off a character, it'd be now. But who? In this current situation, I'd assume Pieck, considering the fact that she's transformed a numerous amount of times. Remember, the more one transforms, the weaker the Titan becomes, and Pieck has been known to stay in her Titans for months, so this situation can be problematic. But wait, Gene, you said Hanji wasn't a main cast. Now you're calling Pieck a main cast? No. I'm just saying her situation is more traumatic than the rest. If one of the main cast members had to die, it would probably be Jean, considering he's hanging below Eren's ribcage with multiple Titans approaching him. I dislike this considering we share the same name, and Jean has been one of those assholes you've come to love. However, I do not see any other characters at a bigger risk. Reiner could finally get that sweet taste of death, but considering they've already teased his death with his mother, I can see a heartwarming situation in which they rekindle at the end. Connie, I feel, is safer considering who he's with. If a situation was to approach where he could die, Mikasa or Annie would save him. Remember, Annie has risked her life for Connie before. Levi, Falco, and Gabby could jump in as well, but I think Levi could play a father figure role of protecting the kids to the best of his ability. This is pretty controversial, but I hope no one dies. However, I do feel an unhappy ending is approaching us, and speaking of endings, so how is this chapter going to end? I do feel like it could end basically closing the rumbling arc. Chapter 139, as we all know, is going to be the last chapter, and I have a good feeling it's going to be more along the lines of an epilogue than anything else. This means that chapter 137 will basically be the second to last chapter to the main story. I made my predictions back in my chapter 136 review, that being that Armin is going to have a similar situation to that of Eren and Ymir. I also think a child like Eren is going to show up as well, and just like Eren freeing Ymir from her shackles, I can see the roles being reversed, and Armin telling little Eren that he is not free and break him from this mind control. Armin has been shown in the past to lead Eren in directions, and I don't feel there's going to be any difference here. Ultimately, I'm no fortune teller, so I can't guarantee what I discuss here will be present in chapter 137, but it's good to expand our minds considering the long wait we as fans have to endure for each monthly chapter. That is going to do it for me today. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss another future AA meeting, please consider subbing to my channel. I have one more project in the works before I do my face reveal, so stay tuned if you are waiting for that. This has been Gene of Ascension Anime, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.
目覚めたまえ、我が主たちよ。